Today, we're gonna talk about a phrase, and your job is to do a little bit of homework and figure out how this is gonna help you. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Kaanapali, Maui on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. This phrase that you need to know is desperate buyers are dangerous. Like, no, Scott, buyers are buyers. Yeah, to an extent, but desperate buyers, oh boy, there's some hidden dangers in desperate buyers. So let's say that you sell a product, a service, a widget, or a gizmo. Today, right in front of me, I got a car, okay? And let's say that the person that you're dealing with has got bad credit for whatever reason in their life. They don't have a lot of money. Well, you sell them that car and things go good. They're happy. They got their dopamine rush because they made the purchase. And then car drives off the lot. And now here's where one of the problems could be. One, because they were desperate and you knew it, in their mind, you took advantage of it, right? It's your fault that they signed a bad deal. It's your fault that it's got a whole bunch of interest on it. It's your fault the car isn't everything that they wanted. It's your fault that you made them sit there for 3 or 4 hours. And like, you know, it's weird because you look at it and you're like, hey, look, I did everything I was supposed to as a salesperson. You're being ungrateful. You're being weird. What's the problem here? Well, sometimes people use being desperate to their advantage and they come back, and this is one of the things that happen. You know, doing in-home sales, I had a couple of times where I sold heating and air to somebody and I probably should not have sold it to them because they were desperate and I had to jump through hoops to get them financed, easy payment plan. I had to do everything possible, go back multiple times, and it was a skinny deal. And I will tell you, almost every time that I've dealt with a very desperate buyer, it's usually a very skinny deal, and it just sucks up a lot of your time, energy, and effort. And every time you see that buyer's name, you're like, oh boy, what's wrong now? Desperate buyers sometimes are not the person to sell to, and you gotta be aware. And you're like, hey Scott, what do I do about it? You set boundaries. You be very explicit. Your job is to be very explicit on what is and is not acceptable. And I see that a lot of times salespeople struggle because they don't set the goalposts. They don't say, this is what you're gonna see and this is what's supposed to happen. They just leave a wide field open like this. And they're like, everything's gonna be all good. I got my paycheck. I got you financed. I got your easy payment plan. You're good to go. Understand that some of the worst buyers on the planet are the people who are desperate, because at the end, they're gonna come back and they're gonna bite you. They're gonna bite at you, saying that you were mean to them, that you took advantage of them, that you lied to them, and they're using their desperation to their advantage. Pay attention to it. So next time you're sitting with somebody and you're like, ooh, I smell desperation. Desperation's a stinky cologne. I smell it. Smell it. Know that you may have problems coming, and you have to set those boundaries. You have to tell them, hey, this is acceptable. This is not acceptable. There you go. Super secret sales lesson coming to you today from Maui. You got one thing to do, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update. This is Scott Bell Consultant, sent another fantastic video, probably from a cool location. Today, I'm in Kaanapali, Maui. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.